All right, we're here with Chris Holmes of Electra Bike Company. They're here in San Diego, up in Vista. And Chris, you know, for those who are not familiar with Electra, it's for some people they know it as like a cruiser beach bike. But tell us a little bit more about where the company came from and how you've come to, offer this complete line of accessories and these really beautiful. I mean, these almost look custom. Tell us about these bikes and these parts.
Well, Electra really got its start as an apparel company. One of our founders, Benno, came over here and he worked for Surfer Publications for a little while and became enamored with the whole surf culture and saw the surf apparel and noticed that there was a void, that there was no one really doing any cruiser apparel. So he started Electra as an apparel company to start with. Went to a couple trade shows, had some bikes on display, and people weren't really interested in the apparel, but they were interested in the bikes. This is around the time that Schwinn went through its first bankruptcy in 1993.
Yep.
So brought in a few containers worth of bikes and sold through them, and thus was born Electra Bicycle Company as a bike company. And yes, the first few products were cruisers, and we were a cruiser company for probably the first 10 to 15 years of our lives until the Townie line was introduced a few years ago, and then we brought in some Amsterdam Dutch style bikes, and now we've brought the Ticino bikes to the market. And what Electra really is trying to be is we are a recreational bike company, whether it's the cruisers for some people, or others may prefer the more traditional Dutch style European city bike look, or the new Ticinos, which are really modeled after a lot of the hand-built bicycles from Europe in the 1940s through 1960s.
Yep. Now these components, how long ago did you start making these components? Like for instance, these hubs are beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about these hubs.
Well, when we were in the development of the new Ticino bikes, one of the big hurdles that we had to overcome was the fact that we could make these really beautiful hand-built looking bikes, bikes that really emulated a lot of the classic European stuff, but we were still kind of held back by the fact that we would have to use a modern crane or modern hubs, which to us would just kind of throw the look. We're very much sticklers for details. So we spent a lot of time and a lot of money opening up a lot of tooling to reintroduce a lot of parts that really haven't seen the light of day in many years, such as
high flange.
We call them our 5-star hubs. Those in the know will recognize where our inspiration was from.
Sure.
But we didn't just replicate what was out there in the past. We reevaluated and re-engineered a lot of aspects. The original hubs that these were inspired by had very thin flanges. They were not very tall, and they were prone to cracking. So we worked closely with their vendor to increase the strength of the flanges. We also use ceramic bearings in these and stainless steel axles. So
really? Wow.
We've reinvented a classic for modern times, and now people, if they're building a classic custom bike, they don't have to go and scour eBay to find a set of very expensive hubs. They can use one of ours.
And they look just as beautiful as a 1960s vintage high flange.
Exactly, and we offer them in both a single speed.
Oh, look at that cassette body! Wow.
Or in a cassette body.
That's beautiful.
And the cassette body is 8, 9, 10 speed, Shimano compatible free hub. So again,
cool.
Classic appearance but with modern function.
Speaking of classic appearance, modern function, these bikes that you have here, this one in particular, this Mixty bike, it looks fully custom, like it was hand built. Tell us about this bike, how much something like this costs, and how custom is it? I mean, it looks like it's fresh out of someone's hands in a shop.
Well, not only did we take inspiration from the Golden Age of Hand-Built Bicycles book, but our product manager and our founder spent a lot of time going to the hand-built shows over the past few years and really wrapping their heads around the look and feel of the bikes. We didn't want to just make these new Ticinos and then offer them in your standard palette of red, blue, silver, or black like most companies seem to default to, because that's what dealers want. So we took a lot of creative liberty and used a lot of interesting different colors that again would emulate the look and feel of the stuff you'd find at the hand-built shows.
Yeah.
In reality, these are hand-built bicycles. For instance, this Ticino 20D Mixty frame here has over 8 hours of hand sanding in every frame.
Every frame?
Yeah. And throughout the range, we have 7 models in total that retail in price from about $500 going up to $2,000 for the 20D.
And now the componentry on this bike, a lot of it is Electra branded componentry?
Yeah, for the most part, just about every part on these bikes is an Electra part. Notable exceptions are the derailleur, the cassette chain, and shifters and brakes, but virtually everything else has been developed by us for these bikes. And that's what we're really trying to showcase here are a lot of the parts and accessories that we offer for not only that we spec on our bikes, but also that we offer to people who are either restoring an old bike or they may be building up a hand-built bike but want to have something a little bit more timeless in appearance.
Well, this is great. I mean, I think for a lot of people who are familiar with the Electra brand, but maybe not familiar with these more recent products, this is a great development for a company because there are a lot of products here beyond just the bike. You've got all these components, especially the hubs and the cranks that have that classic look. You can buy them brand new, and you can outfit any kind of bike and make a brand new bike look and feel classic, but still have that new ride quality. So Chris, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.